Kalimera, Kalispera, whatever time you're watching, this is Mappa. I'm Stel, as you know, and we have a very, very special guest, a club legend in Cyprus, in Greece, in Belgium. It's Mr. Janevski. Mr. Janevski, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Thank you for taking the time to join me on this podcast. I really appreciate it. You're a very respected individual, especially in Cyprus, and having you on the show is a privilege.
I've been for the first time in Cyprus. I think it was around 2010. So after I was being coach in Restal Belgrado, so I left for Paralimni. So my first year and a half was very nice because I saw the good competition there. You was starting to bring many foreigners players little by little. So I meet many nice people, gentles there in Paralimni, and still I have my friends. And like I say, I was even on vacation now with my family from 1st of April to 11 April. I've been there to be celebrate the Belgian Easter.
So you've been at 4 different clubs in Cyprus, so you must like the island.
Yeah, okay. I say after my first experience with Paralimni, I find that this country is coming better and better. I mean, in development of the football, it was also a possibility to make something better. So I thought with my experience and knowledge, I can help, and I feel me also good there in this country.
For sure, for sure. Well, Mr. Janevski, I was doing a bit of research into your playing time, and I know you're at Club Bruges, and there were several very good Belgian players you played alongside, like Lorenzo Starlens, Frankie van der Elst, Jan Keulemans. What was it like playing with those players?
It's correct. It's, you know, the Club Bruges is the biggest, one of the biggest clubs, together with Anderlecht and Standard. We know they're out of they're known out of the Belgian. And of course, it was privilege when I come 89 from North Macedonia. Then I was in Vardar Skopje, so it was my honor to come to sign with such a big team where, like you say, they play Keulemans, who have almost 99 caps for a Belgian. He was my captain, together with Frankie van der Elst, who was also at that time international. Then, of course, we had many after good players. They come and I am happy that I signed these 2 years, and in the first two years he was successful, because first year, my year in 89-90 we was champion of the Belgian, and the second year of my contract we win the cup against the traditional club as Mechelen 3-1. So it was give me motivation to stay back still in Belgium.
They had a very good national team, didn't they? I remember players like Michel Prudhomme and Enzo Schifo. They did well at Mexico 86 as well, didn't they?
Yes, like you said, that at that time they had also a very good national team. And okay, that was then the best results at that moment, until the coming the new generation now with Kevin De Bruyne, Hazard, Lukaku, Alderweireld, Vertonghen. You know them, so that most of them they play. But it was process who was during after first generation of Prudhomme, Schifo, Keulemans, Van der Elst, and it was need patient a long time to achieve what they achieved the last World Cup.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I know you spent time as head coach at Bruges. I was talking to a friend of mine, Stefan Schmet, who's a journalist from Belgium, and he was telling me very good things about you. And he said, "Well, look, can you ask Mr. Janevski how he judges his time at Bruges as head coach?"
Listen, before I became head coach of Bruges, I spent 5 years in the U21. I was responsibility for the youth academy in that moment in Bruges. Even I have the pro license, but at that moment I was young. I like to develop, and so I start there, like I said, 5 years. And then after these 5 years, I moved to Olympiacos Piraeus with Ronsolet, so for 1 year and a half. And after that, Club Brugge was in struggling, and they asked me because when I back if I can help, because in that moment many my players who was in the U23 when I was coach before I left to Greece, they become also, they was part of the first team. So for them, he said it was not necessary for me to adaptation. I knew the team. So it was January, I remember, and 2007. So I took over. And there was at that moment a very bad position, 6 in the table, but still in the 16 the last 16 in the cup of Belgium. So I say I like to help to my team because I was before player 5 years, like I told you, with the B team, how we call it. And I say I like to do it, and of course it was mentioned that not in a contract that I can, if I bring a club in Europe by competition or by cup, doesn't matter. Maybe we can still get a open, honestly chance for to start again the new season. So okay, in a competition we have cold and hot. We win some games, we lose, especially at home. It was very good because we have very good also supporters behind us. I can say club has always been like that. We have problem in our way. Okay. So 5 games before the end, I put it everything to the cup, and in the meantime we win some games, and we arrived to the final against the Standard. We was coaching at that moment with Michel Prudhomme, and we had very good team at that moment. The Standard with Fellaini, Witzel, Defour, Di Camargo, Jovanovic, I remember. So nobody gave us chance in the so bad season that we're gonna win the cup final. But okay, football is it's like that. Not always the favorite teams win, and we beat them 1-0, win the cup. And it was my target. It was done, but afterwards, okay, we didn't continue with the reason because I think in that moment, honestly, to answer to the journalists of Belgium to ask you, in the half final, we have a very bad result against Ghent, away 3-1, I believe, and then before return match, they start to negotiation without with in other coaches. So they didn't believe we're gonna come to the final, eventual to win, and etc. And I think they take a very quick decision earlier than it was necessary. So in a second game, in return game against Ghent, we was needing 2-0, and we beat them with 2-0. We come to the final, but then it was late for me, let's say. But okay, not I did say not hard words, not hard feelings. That is past, is my club because I live here in Bruges. My wife is from Bruges. My children there. Okay, I say. I go forwards with my career. That was
absolutely, that's brilliant. That's fantastic. Thank you. Now, I want to take you back briefly to Olympiacos in Greece, and I'm guessing that you probably expected it to be a different challenge to what you were used to. But being in Greece, there's a lot of things that go on in Greece, and it was a very, very strong team. You had the likes of Rivaldo there. I think Castillo was there, if I'm not mistaken, and also YAYA TOURE. Yeah. Now, I've got a friend, Gosta, from the Gate 7 International podcast, the Olympiacos supporter, and he asked me about YAYA TOURE. He said, can you ask Mr. Janevski how the deal happened and how the player left? Because it was quite controversial. And from what I understand, was it his agent that forced the move?
Listen, when we come to Olympiacos, also it was the biggest team there in Greece, and with a lot of supporters and Caribou history, etc. So it was honor also to work there, to be there, and it was very satisfied. And of course, when we arrived there, we saw the team, and we knew we like to make a little bit younger team, but of course it's also process in some position. It was Okas, we saw Kostadinu, also your Cypriot players. Georgievich was captain of the team. You have Rivaldo, you say, Georgatos, don't forget, Cafes. I forget Nicopolidis as the goalkeeper. So we have very good team, but a little bit to the end of them career. So we, in this process, we like to make like Castillo, he was a younger player. So we were told in some position we have to take, and also quality players. So we knew YAYA TOURE, all our staff. So me, Solid, Chris Van Poevelde, who was also a second assistant coach, he came there also. Because YAYA TOURE, he plays in Beveren.
He's in Belgium.
Belgium then. And he was, nobody knew. They come in one moment before he come to Olympiacos. In Beveren, they play maybe 10 from Ivory Coast players together. So one of the best, it was also YAYA TOURE, because we play with Bruges against them. So we was liking to take even in Bruges, because I say my job it was also to be coach, but I scout the games sometimes.
Scouting,
and scout games. Opponents and sometimes they ask me to go to look the players in the weekends when I'm free. That was in my count. So we knew the YAYA TOURE, even we like, but Beveren in that moment asked for a Belgian North money, too much money, and that moment you still need develop, so it was, so the price was too big, and then I think suddenly he go to, we were surprised when after we followed to Metalurg Donetsk, somewhere in Ukraine, I believe.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes, so we surprised. And so in that moment, we find out we need some player like that, and we start to recharge to see how we find we can find to get in contact again if he's interested to back. To work and to be interested to come to Olympiacos. I saw like that we are coming and we take him and come. And in the beginning, nobody believed when they see his CV, Beveren, and there, and okay. But afterwards, you know what is happened.
So you played a big part in the career progress of one of the best players ever, because he went on to a different level.
Yes, not just not myself personally, but I say that was all our staff. I say together with Solid, we working, of course, and we bring it there. So we told them to the Olympiacos, give good contract. He was, I believe, then one of the less contracts that they have salaries in that club as Olympiacos. Okay, and I don't know, because we are not agents or managers. We are just coaches, and we give, and okay, the sign, it was, like I said, first a doubt, okay, it's not how we're going to be, this, okay. Afterwards, there was liking, but they come, I think he's a manager, personally, I don't know him. I meet after when they come to Olympiacos, of course, there. But and then, of course, when we left, he stayed. I don't know what has happened. Then we saw one moment he signed to Monaco. Of course, for us as a coaches, it was nice to say, okay, you will be training with Djordjevic, Rivaldo, one later player like TOURE. But further, what has happened, I don't know the. What was, but I was just happy that he go to Monaco, to go to Barcelona, and with his career.
Different career.
Yes. Well, but that was the really story how it happened.
Yeah, well, look, at the end of the day, things happen for a reason, especially in football, and sometimes things can't be explained. It's just the way that football works. But I know that Olympiacos were doing really well in friendlies that summer, according to what Augusta told me. And do you know why the club suffered in Europe that season, in European competition?
Olympiacos?
Yeah.
Okay, I follow a little bit Greek competition. I cannot say this, but there was...
No, the season that you were there, I think they had a bit of a difficult European...
Okay. When I was there, okay, I can say, I mentioned in the beginning with explanation, we was a very good team with a big names, but they become to the end of the them
So it was the age that was the...
So the age, I think. You can see, we make the data, even we work then also ourselves with the data we follow. So we saw, when we see regarding the Champions League, we have also difficult groups. It's always Real Madrid. We have Lyon, Roma, I don't know, first year, second year again, Shakhtar, they come. And when you see when we lose away, the specific, for 1 point, or we didn't pass never winter, second round. And always when we go away, we had always leading. So in Real, we was lead 1-0. When we look, we get the goals, we get after 70 minutes. So it means like you can compare like an auto. You like to reach to go 300 kilometers, but you put petrol for 200. So so then always, and then when you don't have enough energy, you start to have problem, because the mind doesn't follow, doesn't think good. You're more tiredness and so on. And we are getting goals unnecessary deep end of the games. So that's why is the problem. Even I remember at home against Rosenborg, we was also lead, and the end of the last minute we lose, we didn't finish it. Let's say third to go farther after New Year, even in Europe. That was, I think, for us a little bit problem.
Well, there were a lot of players in their 30s in that squad, as you mentioned, Rivaldo being one of them, Djordjevic being another one. I think Anatolakis was 29 at the time,
Yeah, Anatolakis also central defender,
Georgatos as well.
There was all of them. Cafesios a little bit, and Stotilvis, they are two a little bit younger. Castillo, Okas, Kostadinouios, I believe 31. I say
Georgatos as well was 33.
Yes, you need. I think it was a balance. I know, we know, because I worked 5 years with the young guys. But you need a balance in a team, experience who can guide them during the games. But of course, you need also, especially now, speed, power, higher intensity runs. I say this what you do. Not how you run 10 kilometers, but maybe you run always in the same tempo. But in these 10 kilometers, how many meters you run in high intensity? That is we speak then even in Olympiacos. Okay, we can do it, but.
You mentioned the energy and the intensity, and obviously the mile or the kilometers ran by players. Would you say that was the thing that you learned most about your time in Greece, that helped you take to the next level in your career? Was that something that you feel was a big part of your learning experience?
Yeah, of course, because sometimes it was, for me, is important, because we work even then, we introduce the polar system, and this, that they have to run. I can say one anecdote, because we say to all of them, there was many of them international players for them country, for Greece, or for Ronaldo, Brasilia, Georgia, Serbia, I know, and we say to them, we need this. And I know Anatolakis is a good guy, central defender. We go to preparation in Austria, and we play against Liverpool, friendly game, and if it was our first or second game, it's a long time ago. So we say we have to play the game with the polars. And then another like, coach, what you think? Deka chronia, champion, not this. 10 years we are champion, not with with polars. And now I say, just we are doing. We take care about you, about the players. We don't like to be something happen, to be injured, so we can check when you're tiredness. We can bring you out to risk, to let so much less risk. This go about this. Yeah, okay. I said, okay. Actually, he take also. He play with this game. And what is happened in a half time? Liverpool change first 11, like we change, because his preparation. We start with 45, 40. And when they put Hipia, I was central defender in Mappa, many good men, and they put the t-shirt out, all of them under they see them belt with the polo. And then I go like, you see, coach, but they play also. They played with, we say, and then, that was turning the mind to them, and after every training, and it's coming to us, to the physical coach, because when we check the polars to the computer to see how many meters, which zone there in the tiredness, not tiredness, medium, high, and then every trainer, hey, how are you today, me? How are you?
Yeah.
I'm good, okay.
They become competitive, don't they?
Yeah. And then we become good friends, you know, about this. We say, no, today is good. Now we say, one day we say, now you take rest. Then am I going to train? No. Today, yesterday in the game, you do too much. Now you have to take today a little bit less. So you understand it was a good, positive story to the end.
Well, of course. And if they saw the Liverpool players using that technology, in their mind, they're thinking, well, if the elite and the best teams are doing this, then we should be doing that as well, because there are standards.
Yes. That was the change in the mind I find nice. Not because the Olympiacos, yes, but sometimes, you know, depends when is the coach. You have to have personality to explain. I've been football player and I know how for all my life professional football. When somebody explained me, I learned many things. I come from Balkan country. I'm born in North Macedonia, from ex-Yugoslavia when I played. Nobody explained. You come in Europe when they see how they take effort in Belgium for the stretching, power, everything. But I didn't have possibility. You know, when I come also first month, I say, what is this? I play there. I also international player, and no problem, no tension. Now I have to do, you know. But this is education. So we are football players is like a child, a little child. So we have to teach, to give, and now afterwards, the time is changing. They come everything, you know. Before it was just one newspaper. Now I can talk from you between direct,
Yes,
live.
yep.
It's everything changing. So that's the period, and okay, it is nice changing, I find.
Of course, and statistics have changed the game, whether it be transfer values or just the way that scouting operates. And yes, it's great for the game. Of course, there are some bad points to it, but you know, nothing is perfect in life. Nothing is perfect. So I think we just need to just agree that football is changing, like everything else, technology, etc. But I want to talk about your time briefly at MOUSCRON, because you coach one of my friends, MARKO Cepovic.
Yeah. Okay.
So what was MARKO like? Because he played for my team, Omonia. But what was MARKO like as a player to coach?
Okay, MARKO, I met then when I was, it was very difficult situation, I can say. They called me manager of coach. When the team, they have problem, I will call it.
You're the problem solver.
Yeah. It's like, one moment I start to think like that. And okay, this team, it was MOUSCRON, it was that year, that summer. Before it was enhanced together from Lens, from France, you know, and then it was the same owner, and they put some young players there. Okay, after 3 years they moved, they led the club there, and so they led just some young players, and they take everything with them, and they finish them contract. So they come new president, etc., with a low budget. So okay, we say I take this because they come to me because I was using many times in Bruges before when I was with the young academy. So I say we're going to take young teams from all of Belgium who maybe they was one step behind to the first team, you know, and then they can come with our budget. You know, it was okay when we start. But I say we need also sometimes experience. You cannot we must make mix. We start, and because the low budget, you see after 3-4 games it was problem. You know that we play good football, but we didn't have maturity, experience this to win these games. So they behind they start to work, and they find new people to take action to the club. So like that. Because competition in Belgium start very early, end of the July. So, and the transfer period is, you know, until the September, end of August, begin September at that moment. So afterwards, in one moment, they come maybe 7-8 new players in MOUSCRON with some people who take over the club, etc. And one of them, it was Cepovic. So some players who didn't find in that moment clubs, and without preparation actually, or individual, They didn't mention preparation normally of 6 to 8 weeks, like we use every team, especially in Belgium, with 6, 7, 8 friendly games. So they come during the competition after the 4th game in the last moment. In the last, I knew him a little bit as a player, like the other some players. I knew a little bit. I check via the data, but it was need. We have to work very specific with them. Play game, go to physical work. When you go to run, when you have to go to fitness, and we mentioned little by little to prepare them, especially him. He has the difficulty in that moment. It was good to keep it the ball, and this is also for 45 minutes, 50, and sometimes you change. But you can see that he was good in a box in the 16. So if we are dominant team, for example, and we wasn't dominant, honestly, we have because it was much. We are team before start the competition. Everybody say we're gonna go to fight not to relegate. So, but in the 16-meter he was very good. So those skills with the feeling where to stay, good position to take in the box. That was good, and he scored, I believe, with me until I was there, 5, 6, 7 goals. And but he was not the guy that you can ask him to run a little bit defensively. You understand? That was But I have
he's a striker. He doesn't want to defend.
But today, even striker in number 10 doesn't exist. Everybody has to do the defense job too. But
for sure. Well, you went to PARALIMNI, your first spell at PARALIMNI. I want to talk about your time there. And there was one game where you beat Upwell 1-0. And that was a very good Upwell team with Manduka, with, various players. What was it like going to PARALIMNI, a small club in Cyprus, knowing that you've been at big clubs like Olympiacos and Bruges? What was it like going to PARALIMNI, little PARALIMNI?
Yeah, I don't know how it's become that moment. I was after Red Star Belgrado. I was also I say when I took Red Star Belgrado, I know as a child I support. I played for Vardar Skopje. We were 6, maybe you remember. We was big Yugoslavia then.
Yes.
And many as children, when you're born, like in Greece, if you're born, you choose the street where you live, the people, friends, etc. One team, one of the big team, Olympiacos, AEK, Panathinaikos. To us, he was Red Star or Partizan, and then he was a little bit Hajduk, maybe a Dinamo Zagreb, but most of it was even North Macedonia. They are Serbian teams from Belgrado, but many. We support from Partizan of Red Star. So as a child, I support. So afterwards, I say when they called me, it was the sportive director Ilya Ivic, who was used to play to Red Star, then to go to Greece. So I didn't know him personally, but he phoned me, and I go okay, and I didn't know also during that season it was very problem, it was very disaster financial and this, and okay. But we mentioned to come to Europe again to bring the team, etc. And then I was so disappointed of myself and tired. From all this work, we was not paying, etc. And it was difficulty. And then I said to come to Belgium back, and I say, okay, I take rest now because I take too much energy to myself. Maybe I take for a few months nothing, just relax and nothing for the next club will come. And okay, I don't know anyone manager after he say we have. Let's say in July somewhere, and I stopped there in Red Star April, I think 3-4 months between. Say one small but interesting club with own stadium and this. It's a lot of time staying first division and this. He says, why not to go? He say Cyprus is nice. We start to speak. Okay, we go there and I speak and this. Okay, I say we can try. We can try. So like that you arrive there and I say, why not after big team, I say to see if I can mention myself also how I can react in a one now smaller team, if I can do it, if I can do it good results with my work, if I can do it with less material. I mean,
yeah.
That was my challenge to see if it's going to work, this. So like that, start to build a team.
Did the environment of Cyprus surprise you with? I mean, you mentioned the lack of payment and various things that happen. I know there are lots of agents that get involved in player transfers. And did it surprise you seeing Cyprus the way it was? Because I know that in Serbia, all these Eastern European countries, it's very similar, especially in Greece as well. It's very similar. But you have the Belgian mentality. So seeing the things that you saw in Cyprus, did it surprise you?
Yeah, honestly, yes. Because when I play for all my time, and I play for 3 clubs, and I work as a player, and also after a coach, I never have problems. You can play top, you can play medium, or for not to relegate. It's always when you sign. The contract is the contract, and just you have to go to the bank, and your what you deserve this month, your premiums, your salary, everything stay, and you get also letter at home. Just this month you have so many games. That is your salary. You go for insurance so much. Go for insurance so much. Go for pension. So everything is declared, because afterwards you must do also everything to pay to the individual tax to the country too. So there it was not. I never have this problem in all my life. In this, I mean, in Belgium, honestly, never. And I work, I say, in a small and teams who go down, who go up. So that was. I was a little bit surprised, a little bit when I come. In Cyprus, I mean, first in the Red Star, because I thought it was a very big team with 35 to be champion of Yugoslavia. I didn't know, because when I played in Yugoslavia in my time, everybody liked to go to Partizan, to Red Star, because they pay and this. You didn't hear. But afterwards, when it's separation, when this of Yugoslavia, it was just small countries become. Is some changing also there, I find, when I was. So that was another feeling. And I say, it is not directly easy to work in such a way. I mean, especially for a players who come foreigners. For you, for a Cypriot, is maybe not. But there was not, because they use. But for a foreigner, it's difficult. It's strange. But I knew this. What is happening? So for me, I'm born in. For me, it was a little bit again easier to adapt than somebody else. You understand? That is, but because I know can be happening in these countries, but you want to get your money. Okay, so it's always the speak, but I prefer to have the budget, yearly budget. Every club with all ambition. I know early budget, but not. To think, maybe we can have this budget after 2 months. To know that from before, and with this budget, you can work and you can have problems. So one player on you ask, okay, you sign this, has to be in a budget this, and then you have for a period of 10 months. So indeed, that's for sure. Any extra when they come is easier after to deal with this. But when it comes minus, then it's a big problem. When you have this, the plan that is, I say, budget year to have in your club. It doesn't need so much to have people. I know it's island to have people who can sit in a computer to have scout around from the Cypriot players, the best talents, academy. To produce, also to give facility first to academy, and from there that you can collect some few players in a year, and of course outside of Cyprus to have with the data this contact managers. Okay, you can listen, it's no problem. Okay, but you have to check all this, all these things, how he play, if his injury history of the players is important. and age. And I say many times with love, don't make Saudi Arabia from Cyprus competition in that time, because don't players who is to the end of the career bring here. You have to bring motivate players, and so like that you can see. You check just first year how many when I bring the players. Markovski, young player from Valaskope, Trichkovsky, 22 years, Markovski, Vantoro, they're all from that team. From Belgium, I know, in Bruges, they didn't succeed to the first, but they was hungry. They were liking to improve. You understand? So I put it Mertakas, I put Pris, Cypriot, who was younger, but I keep it Spiro, I keep it one central defender, Fassot, who is a little bit now still there, who is experienced from Belgium. Jimmy De Wolf experience. And keeper Miloševski experience. So that they can central us who can guide also and left, right. So like that, it was planned. It was planned. You must have planned. That I learned here in Belgium.
Well, Mr. Janevski, I need to ask you about one player, and if you don't want to answer this question, it's fine. I understand. But you mentioned, the scouting and looking at a player and looking at how they are, how they behave. I know Kingsley SARFO joined Olympiacos. I can't remember whether it was before you went there or after. I can't remember. But what was that like? Because I'm sure you knew about his background or what had happened with him. Did you know much about the deal? Was that something that you were involved in, or you didn't know that was what was going on with that one?
No, I didn't know SARFO, not at all. I am a crisis manager, I say to you. Olympiacos, when I've been there, they phoned me directly from the club to survive them. They fight for a relegation in that moment. So I check quickly a little bit the names and some players' names I know like that. I say, but the squad was not bad. I say, I take this. It was just too safe. I say, it's too safe. Okay, I can try. Why not? Before start playing. So when I arrive there, I see directly 2-3 players. I know Sally a little bit because Cameroon also sometimes for the national team. And and I know Nani because from before, because when I was in PARALIMNI, he played Nani Suarez. So SARFO was one of these guys. I know and Fabrice. No, I believe he was still there.
Fabrice Carr is at Isle,
and so I think they have some good players in the front. I know Peklivanis, he was still, and I say I take this. So during the first week, and I saw when I see the SARFO, his technique, because he asked me personally for this. I say left foot, calm on the ball, and this guy he can play football. I saw some games of him also from Olympiacos before I signed. Also, he's a fantastic player. Short pass, leading with all his confidence. And I was very under impression. But these guys at that moment, he was needing, not just him, Fabrice Carr, Suarez, Sally, they was needing also to say, you're good, you're nice. You have to be human with them. Because African players, I work many, especially you have French-speaking African and English-speaking, and also it's different. They need hotness. They feel they're also the value, but really, and I was. And we have very good time together, and I'm happy that he made. And I knew, and I say, you can play in a much better team. I say to you these words. You can ask if you have chance, and because he has this technique. But afterwards, after a few months, I heard it when they were. We arrived to the cup final. You remember with them
against Olympiacos,
Yeah, and we played from the relegation team, and we arrived to the first 6 playoffs for the championship. The first 6. We arrived, and we lost the extra time Anorthosis cup final when we play with him. And many teams they was interested. Afterwards, I hear the story. There's something what is happened there in Sweden, but I never talk about this with him. With us, he was one who make the atmosphere during the in dressing room, in the training. He was doing well also, and we say we make us family, and with all of these guys, and that was. But I remember me like a potential and a good person.
Yeah. Do you think the club deliberately kept that story away from you? Do you think they hid it from you about SARFO in Sweden? Do you think they didn't want you to find out?
No.
Fair enough. Well, what was Mr. Tornaidi like working with?
Sorry?
Mr. Tornaidi, the chairman, what was he like working under?
It's okay. He was the guy who was close to the team, of course. Sometimes maybe too much close, but okay. I said it. Then they get also information how I am working in PARALIMNI. I'm player to. I like to work for a club, to negotiate, and I protect the club. It's not problem. But it's a one line, and there is this line is the coach. The other line is the committee, how you say, the president.
Board,
and I say, that is my terrain, the trainings and speaking, preparation, leading, give advice. I say January for transfers, and you give advice. You don't have to take. That is my job also to give what you take. What is your budget? You say yes or not, check. It's not problem. I can give the player, check. I think this is good profile for our team, for our way. But I am you if it's in the budget. This is not just this to everybody. This is if it's not problem. Not at all. But I'm giving. I do the team first 11. I'm doing the changing. I do preparation. And this is and I'm speaking, and I don't like. In the half times of everything before the 4 hours before the game, everybody from committee can come to say you can come to say hello. I wish you good luck. That is all, and then we can see maybe after the game. It's all.
Yeah.
That is all what I have, and never promises out of something the players have signing. If you promise no, I mean, actually, for you, everybody is your problems. I can, but we are just be honest and pay to the players what you have been give. Okay, nothing more of this. So I think they understand. I didn't have really to say problems. Of course, sometimes we have speaking, but I do. They understand how I work. I believe, of course. Sometimes you have some words, but not like I hear the stories that they speak. Sometimes they like some to come even in a half time in a this. No, not to me. I mean, I'm not person, or then I'm not coach. So if you take me as a coach, but I am for to work together. That is different. I like to work together. I like to listen, but
well, it happened to Garmiotis last season, where the chairman went into the dressing room at half time and made substitutions, and the manager just quit at full time. He said, "I'm not here anymore. I'm going."
I don't know. I heard this. I read somewhere. I follow. I say, but I don't know really if that's true. No, I don't know.
That's no problem. No problem. Well, look, I just want to talk to you about your time at IL, because I remember you mentioned getting to Olympiacos to the cup final, which was an incredible achievement, especially getting to top 6. Incredible. That's a wonderful season. But then you go to IL with all the problems, and even now that club still has problems, and you still got them to the semi-finals of the cup. Why did it end for you? Because you've got to the semi-finals of the cup, and then the next day you're gone. What is this?
I was semi-final. I was with one leg final. I get the final. I start the game with the Olympiacos even. We half final.
That's right.
We play 0-0, and before the return match, I lost two games in a playoffs. But and then they say it's better for to change. Even I was preparing shirt for a final because I am sure we go to the final with one.
Yeah, because it was Anorthosis and Garmiotissa, wasn't it? The 2-0. Anorthosis and Garmiotissa,
yes,
the 2 games.
We lost 2, but when I take the aisle, he was the last, if you remember. And when it was 6-7 games then before the end of the first round, if you remember. And then when you see the games, first 6 games, what I have to play. First game, Apoel.
Yeah, Apoel, Hermes, Omonia.
Ammonia at home, we have to play. And then we play Salamina away. And this is okay. We make from the last position, we make, I think, one after 7 games, without to lose the game. So we come in the up and up where nobody believe, everybody, even the strongest supporters from Isle, they all gonna be fighting for not to go down that year. So I didn't believe, okay, of course. And of course, when I arrived there, you see it was many player injury. I don't know why. What was happening? How I don't know. I say I'm not to speak about my colleagues what they did. I take credit, but I saw that every week I have to change. I couldn't play with the same 11 to have sometimes automatism in your team. So every time you must to put, okay, doesn't matter. We mentioned in one way Sega, how you say slowly. We did, and of course we fight and. To the end, until to the last game, to the regular competition for 1 point, we didn't mention to go to the first 6. And if you can see all with some games, I remember against Karmiotis in the second round, I believe at home against Akritas, I play with the guys from with the starting without center
the youngsters,
with the
youngsters.
With the youngest guys, Kolias, Andreu, all these guys who was not yet ready for such a big, because my plan it was young guys. You have good results, 2-0 somewhere. You bring once 20 minutes, then half hour, then 45 minutes. You understand? Instead, with the plan not to burn them after in a hard game. So that was my philosophy. Okay, we finish, we go to second group, and then we say, now we are safe, nothing happened in second group. How to prepare our team now to eventually to win the cup? So, but that was, we stay in the last 8, so we didn't know yet which opponent's gonna be, how the load. Okay, so I make my plan and I say I'm gonna there and then, without to lose the quality in the team, because that's not just friendly games, playoffs too for us, because we have duty for supporters, for ourselves. And if you win the games, because I made before with the Olympiacos also, we use our games good to win, to prepare. Even we was outsider in the group A for a championship. We didn't have chance to be Europe, but we win many games with the Olympiacos in the strongest group. We beat AEK, we beat Anorthosis 2 times at home, away, Apoel also. But when you and we change, we rotate, and everybody get his chance there and then, and to make the team strong for the cup games also.
It's the momentum, isn't it? It's momentum where you need to keep building on that.
Yes. So that was my plan, like that. And sometimes, of course, you can lose, but the games. But it was main thing like that, and everybody argue about these things.
But why did it end with Isle? I don't understand, because you're doing so well.
Like you mentioned, we lose 2 games, and I know Balkan people. They sometimes take decision. I mean Balkan thing. Even my country,
similar culture. With
emotional decisions. So they take sometimes, and positive can be you win 1 game, like you mentioned, Apoel when we win with PARALIMNI. Emotional. We go to make extra to go to celebrate with family. I say, wait, it's just a second game in a competition. I believe that Aruba say, because when you lose, then you want to put me out. No, it's not working like that. No, coach, we have to do. And now I say emotional, and they are doing. You see, that was why the many coaches they're changing, or too much in the one season, emotional decision, and then it's sometimes not good. Of course, the president, they have good ideas, but sometimes around the club, the supporters pressure. I don't know who the journalists. I don't know how it's too much emotional decisions, and then sometimes I find it's not good for the clubs. You understand? To take like that.
I remember you guys were meant to play Apollon at the TOURE. It was supposed to be the last ever game between the two teams at the TOURE, and it was cancelled because of the crowd trouble. Now, what was that for you as a coach? Because I spoke to Davor about it. Davor is a good friend of mine, and we spoke about this incident. And it was difficult for the players because they were ready to play for the game. It was a big game. It was a derby game. And then all of a sudden, no game, problems. As a coach, what is it like for you to get your players back in the dressing room and to talk to them and to maybe calm them down? Because maybe some might have been a bit afraid or weren't sure what was going on. What was it like for you?
Okay, in any way, it was not nice to be at that moment in such situation, because football has to be a celebration for me when people come to support each other with the jokes for each other's. You know, one team always can win or lose, doesn't matter. You have to support in a different way, because many of them, they come also, even in Cyprus I saw family with the children, etc. This go also about in my head, because also I'm father, also my sons, they're big and this, but have grandchildren. This, when you go there and you see, it can be trauma after you have in them head for later, even for your own young players. So afterwards, he will start to his career. He say, "Oh, I see such a things happen. How I can?" He start to think. I believe I'm now a psychologist. Inside to the player, say, you know, one 18 years player like Colias, I can take, for example. How I want to think when he come to from bench, he say, "Oh, if I now made bad pass of not score, how gonna be reaction of this?" Maybe it's not good. I say that what is. Sure, what is happen, and of course afterwards you see not one of the team get a profit of this, because our game is never be playing again. So we both teams, we get the 3-0, like losing game is counting. So let's say after it's the end of the competition for the 6th position for one of the other team, maybe you need this game, these 3 points of 1 point. I say we see, and like we maybe we play this game, if we win, maybe it was now sure we was in the 6th. When you see the end of the competition, because
this is it. If you play the game and you win the game, it builds the confidence. Your next game was Ari. You might have beaten Ari. I know that finished 0-0, and then you beat Paralimni, you beat Olympiacos, then you drew with Doxa, but you still beat Apollon, you beat Apollon in the cup. So it could have built the momentum to get into the top 6.
Yes, of course, because we have Apoel we beat at home, second round. I remember the new stadium. Then we beat AEK in the best form. You remember after Europe competition,
after
they
European,
somewhere,
with Ultra,
and we play first half hour. Remember 2-0, should be 3-0, 4-0, nothing. We get 1 goal, Trichkowski 2-1, and then second half I can honestly defense this result. But first half hour is the best against AEK, the best team at that moment.
That's when Berahino scored, wasn't it? Wasn't Berahino playing up front that day?
Yes. And I mean, we had a good results with such a year. It's not like now I see even say I don't make a criticize because now they didn't beat not in one big team. This is if you can see, okay, 2 times I don't know, Otello, 2 times Zakakia, with all respect, because every team you have to beat. The Cypriot competition now is coming stronger and stronger. You're never sure that you can beat easy one team of the other. You have to play for this, and then it's good. But like I say, okay, after these 2 losing games, and they find this the time, maybe just to to wake up the players, maybe. You know, that was just to say. But I say I come to there and feel I come in final, and maybe we have many chance to win. I don't know who's gonna be open to win the final. So don't take me from me, because it's gonna be my second final in the 3 years time with the teams. One with the Olympiacos, and I was looking for a revanche, maybe to come to final now so far and to win the final.
Very good.
I mean, doing that was and I was a little bit disappointed myself inside, but I wish, of course, I was supported to win, because I didn't have problem with the chairman of the club, with the committee of the IL, or with the supporters of the IL, because I didn't have problem. So I was liking in such a difficult season with many problems that I mean. There with the injury, not good enough preparing. I don't know what it was, and to finish nice, to bring them eventually to the cup, but it was not giving me this chance. That they take me this chance to eventually, I say, to win the cup. Okay, that was a little bit disappointing, but I understand. Afterwards, I wish them not hard feelings.
Of course, of course. Well, Mr. Janevski, I'll be honest with you. It was always difficult watching my team play against yours, because they're so difficult to beat, so difficult to beat. And you could tell your players respected you. You could tell they listened to you. You could tell that you were getting the best out of your players. And I still think you've got a lot more time left in coaching to do another great job. So thank you very much for bringing fantastic memories to the podcast, for your efforts in Cyprus, and I'm hoping you'll be back in a job in Cyprus soon.
Yeah, I follow. I have still Cita Vision, and I look in the weekends. I pick up the games. I look, and I have some newspapers with translation. So I follow the football. I say some good friends, especially I say honestly in Paralimni there, because. I was working the most of there, and they support me, and some families like that, like as friends. So I follow, and I see that this season, maybe for next season, they're gonna be several clubs.
In first division, the first division now.
Yeah, several clubs. Several clubs in Cyprus. They're gonna looking for a. If I follow from a newspaper, they're gonna looking for a new coach.
Yeah.
Okay. Some of them, they have still financial problems, I read, and etc. I hope, and so I like to work back, and I hope I get chance again back to work, because I feel me good there. You never know.
Absolutely. Well, look, one more question. There's 2 games to go. AEK and Apoel, 1 point difference. Who's going to win the Paralimni? Who's winning the league, do you think?
Yeah, it's a very difficult question, but it can be decisive also this weekend. I don't know, because AEK has to play against Anorthosis, I believe, and Apoel has to play against Aris of
Omonia.
Oh, sorry, the derby, Omonia, yeah. And the last game is between them. It's between Apoel and AEK. I say individuals, the players on the sea, in each position, AEK has very good squad. Very good squad. With Apoel have very good team. Just you have to hope that not some players in a specific position be injury, because they don't have, in my eyes, a replacement. But in AEK, let's say in a front lane, they have in every position double, almost the same quality. If this start of this player starts, of this striker, of this striker, of this finger, they have all. You can choose easy. You understand that in Apple, if one of these position is injury,
the thing is, AEK have got a reputation for not having the psychology. That's the thing. Yeah. But they've got Ben Shimon, that's a very good coach who is a psychologist. He's got the psychology degree. So I think he's made a big difference for the mentality at the club. So as an Omonia fan, I'm hoping AEK win, but I think Apoel will win the league. I think Apoel will win it.
Can be, because like you mentioned, they have more experience in how to win the championship. And for Ajax, he never been champion. Okay, sometimes it's the records to break, of positive or negative record to break. Is they fight several years, they invest to be champion. Maybe it's this year for them. But the case that the players, they know, I was afraid to 1 month, a few weeks ago, when they was mentioned that the coach Ben Simon, he gonna left, he signed already for a national team. I was waiting the reaction of the players, because you know how they're gonna motivate now be from him when he say, yeah, we have to win in this, and they're gonna, sometimes the players, I sit in dressing rooms, also a player going to think, now he go, now he left us, or better, he has searched job 4 years, and now he have to, you know, but the result cover everything. If you was, after that, it was a small bad result, then maybe can go to negative atmosphere to the players. But how they mentioned to win, and now I think they're so far, and now they're, I think they're gonna still believe what he say in his motivation, in his speeches before the games, during the halftime, etc. I think gonna be tough, but more experience how to win. We have this Apoel as a. But we see the playoffs is interesting.
Fantastic. Well, Mr. Janevski, thank you so much for your time. And I hope we can do another show again. It's been great talking to you. We were meant to do 30 minutes. We did 1 hour. So I thank you for your time.
Okay.
And I know you're a busy guy.
So it was interesting for you and for me.
Thank you, Phil. I appreciate your time. And that's it for another edition of This is Mappa. So we'll be back very soon. Until next time, take care.
Okay. Thank you.